makes us shiver. At the end, the fresh air brings vigor and the great spaces have a splendor of their own. Knowledge, being the sharpest illusion of mankind, has thrived reality to zenith. A very good afternoon to one and all present over here. Honored dignitaries of the dais, treasured invitees, and of course our startling hearts in the audience. This is Simran Mohanty.
And I, Professor Krishna Chakravarti,
extend you all a hearty welcome to the inauguration ceremony of the Japanese Language Center of Excellence, Internship and Mitsubishi CSR program.
Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology, KIIT, deemed to be university, is among the most prestigious of India's universities. The youngest to be tagged as institution of eminence, attracting students from all over India and more than 65 countries to pursue professional and technical education. It has built its reputation as the most student-friendly university anchored in the principle of compassion and humanity. Its protege, Kalinga Institute of Social Sciences, KISS, a fully free residential institute for 30,000 poorest of the poor tribal students and first exclusive tribal university of the world. Above all, students draw motivation from the life of sacrifice and dedication to humanity of Professor Achyuta Samanta, founder KIIT and KISS, who converted his childhood struggle and hardships to his strength. Now, I'd like to request our honorable founder, Professor Dr. Achyuta Samanta sir, Vice Chancellor, Professor Rishikesh Mohanty sir, and Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Sasmita Samanta ma'am, to grace the dais.
May I now have the privilege to request His Excellency Shri Harshvardhan Shringala, Foreign Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, to kindly grace the dais. Sir, please. I would like to request Honorable Founder Sir, Vice Chancellor Sir, and Pro-Vice Chancellor Ma'am to felicitate His Excellency Shri Harshvardhan Shringala on behalf of the entire KIIT and KISS fraternity. It's indeed a proud moment for all of us witnessing it. May I now have the honor to request His Excellency Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to India, Embassy of Japan, to kindly grace the dais. Sir, please. I would now like to request Honorable Founder Sir, Vice Chancellor Sir, and Pro-Vice Chancellor Ma'am to felicitate His Excellency Mr. Satoshi Suzuki on behalf of the entire KIIT and KISS fraternity. It is indeed a proud moment where our Honorable Founder Sir is felicitating His Excellency Ambassador of Japan to India. I would now like to request Mr. Yoji Taguchi, Chairman and Managing Director of Mitsubishi Corporation India Private Limited, to kindly grace the dais. I would now like to request Honorable Founder Sir, Vice Chancellor Sir, and Pro-Vice Chancellor Ma'am to kindly do the honors by felicitating our revered guest on the dais. Now, heading forward, I would like to request Mr. Susuke Suto, Managing Director, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Private Limited, to kindly join us on the dais. Sir, please. It's indeed a proud moment where our Honorable Founder Sir is felicitating our honored guest for today.
May I now request all the honored dignitaries to kindly light the ceremonial lamp to embark the pious beginning of the event with the grace of the Almighty.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is when we take the name of the Almighty before we start and embark this great event where we would be inaugurating the Japanese Language Center of Excellence Internship and Mitsubishi CSR program. We are stars wrapped in skin. What we are looking for is right within. May the light from the lamp remove the darkness and spread positivity and prosperity with the essence of brightness, just like the wick of the lamp, which always looks up to achieve the greater heights. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a proud moment. What can be more pious than the name of the Almighty, seeking the blessings of that divine power to bestow His serene sanction?
Other guest.
So we are all set to begin the proceedings with the blessings of the Almighty. Now heading forward, it's time to felicitate the guests and dignitaries, for which I would like to request Mr. Naveen Srivastava, Additional Secretary, EA Division, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, to kindly come up on the dais, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. Naveen Srivastava, Additional Secretary, EA Division, Ministry of External Affairs, to the Government of India. Now I would like to request Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, Advisor, Japan, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, to kindly come up to the dais. Up next, I would like to request Ms. Satwan Kanalia, Director, FS Office, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Ladies and gentlemen, it's none other than Ms. Satwan Kanalia, Director, FS Office, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Moving forward, I would like to request Mr. Ranjan Shenoy, Undersecretary, Japan, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. I would now like to request Mr. Girish Nayak, Assistant Vice President, Mitsubishi Corporation, India Private Limited, to kindly join us on the dais. I would now like to request Mr. I. Gonda, Counselor, Economic, Embassy of Japan, to kindly join us on the dais. Heading forward, I would like to request Mr. Satoshi Takagi, First Secretary, Embassy of Japan, to kindly join us on the dais. I would now like to request Mr. Shingo Eguchi, Mitsubishi Corporation, India Private Limited, to kindly join us over the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, it's none other than Mr. Shingo Eguchi, Mitsubishi Corporation India Private Limited, being felicitated over the dais. Thank you.
Thank you. With this, we come to the end of our felicitation ceremony. The lady with ultimate poise and demeanor, who has always been the trail of light with utmost dignity and perfection. May I request our Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Sasmita Samanta ma'am, to kindly share the opening remark.
Very good afternoon to one and all present here. Most Honorable His Excellency Sri Harshvardhan Shringala, Foreign Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Honorable His Excellency Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, Honorable Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to India, Embassy of Japan. Honorable Mr. Yogi Takuchi, Chairman and Managing Director of Mitsubishi Corporation India Private Limited. Honorable Mr. Susuke Suto, respected Managing Director of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India Private Limited. Our Honorable Founder of KIIT and KISS, Honorable Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha, Professor Dr. Achyutananda Samant sir, respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Hrishikesh Mohanty, our respected Registrar on the dais. Of the dais, Honorable Additional Secretary of Ministry of External Affairs, Mr. Naveen Srivastav, Honorable Ministry of External Affairs Advisor to Japan, Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, respected Ms. Satwani Khanalia, Director to Ministry of External Affairs, respected Mr. Ranjan Sinoy, Under Secretary, Japan, Ministry of External Affairs, respected Mr. Girish Naik, Assistant Vice President, Mitsubishi Corporation Limited, respected Mr. A.I. Gonda, Counselor Economic, Embassy of Japan, respected Mr. Satoshi Takagi, First Secretary to Embassy of Japan, respected Mr. Shingo Eguchi, Mitsubishi Corporation India Private Limited, all the respected family members of KIIT and KISS, respected dignitaries, invited guests, our students from KIIT, KISS, and all the respected persons from press and media. Today is a very auspicious occasion for KIIT and KISS to inaugurate the Center of Excellence of Japanese Language in KIIT campus and to inaugurate the Mitsubishi CSR program for sports focus. Today we are having the members of Mitsubishi Group of Institutions and also the esteemed members from Ministry of External Affairs with whom KIIT and KISS are engaged since last 1.5 years to give shape to this program. Since establishment of KIIT and KISS, if we keenly analyze the vision of both KIIT and KISS, the vision has very strong determination and commitment to serve the people of the globe. And with that vision, both the institutions since last 2.5 decades are providing services to the people of this globe in different aspects, starting from education, livelihood, community services, outreach program, literacy, and many more under the leadership of our honorable founder. And just after establishment of 1 year, KIIT had started its internationalization program, when today the whole country, through the new education policy, is trying to internationalize its education to the globe, and this country is envisioning to make the institutions of this country to be globally visible and globally recognized a very small institution started in 1997 had initiated its activities, particularly the international activities, not only to attract the foreign students, but to globalize its curriculum. As such, it will be open and flexible to cater to the need of the humanity in this globe. So that objective, while KIIT had started, and by now we are interacting and established relationship with more than 250 universities across the globe, more than 100 institutions across the globe, not only in academic exchange program, but also for research, innovation, and for internationalization of the activities. And because of that, today, the KIIT is one of the member of International Association of Universities, being the strategic advisor to help the association to make the international strategies for different universities of the globe. And because of its internationalization activities, its vision towards humanity, KIIT was identified as one of the Institute of Eminence by Government of India. And with that vision, KIIT and KISS are growing. We started our discussion with Embassy of Japan and Ministry of External Affairs just 1.5 years back to start the Japanese Center of Excellence in KIIT campus, and with Mitsubishi to start the CSR program for KISS for development of sports. And in last 1.5 years, we have got support from one and all from Ministry of External Affairs and Mitsubishi Group. Starting from Honorable Secretary of Ministry of External Affairs, Honorable Additional Secretary of Ministry of External Affairs, who supported us in the last meeting with Mitsubishi while we signed the MOU with them for finalization of the MOU. Professor Chawla, the advisor in the embassy, Professor Miyamoto, the Minister of Economic from Japan to India, and many more members of Ministry of External Affairs and also Embassy of Japan. Today, the presence of Honorable Ambassador of Japan on the dais to take this initiative further to the next level, and his vision for collaborative academic and research activities between two countries, India and Japan. I hope that KIIT case will be the catalyst to take this relationship further in coming days. Thank you, sir, for your presence here. And on behalf of KIIT family, we all thank Honorable Ambassador of Japan and also Honorable Secretary of Ministry of External Affairs and all the members present here for materializing this collaboration, and we all commit that we'll be taking this relationship further. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your welcoming words. Now, heading forward, I would like to request His Excellency Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, Ambassador of Japan to India, to kindly do the honors by inaugurating the Japanese Language Center of Excellence Internship and Mitsubishi CSR program for sports at KIIT and KISS. I would like to request His Excellency to kindly come up to the podium and do the honors.
Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. It is indeed a proud moment for all of us witnessing it. Now, moving forward, the man who has coined success with his own terms, defined hard work, standing apart from the crowd, has always proved the inquisitive leadership. May I request Professor Rishikesh Mohanty, Vice Chancellor, KIIT deemed to be University, to kindly speak a few words.
Namaskar, good afternoon. His Excellency Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, Sri Harshvardhan Shringla, and the Sri the ambassador of Japan, the Mr. Santosh, sorry, to see Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, extraordinary and plenipotentiary of Japan to India, Embassy of Japan. And we have with us Mr. Yoji Taguchi, Chairman and Managing Director, Mitsubishi Corporation of India Private Limited, and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India Private Limited, Managing Director, Mr. Susuko Suto. And also we have with us our Honorable Founder of KIIT and KISS, Professor Achyuta Samanta, and all the delegation of Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, and also Embassy of Japan, and all invitees, my colleagues, deans, directors, press, and electronic media. This is an unique opportunity today. The Honorable Ambassador of Japan has been kind in inaugurating this Center of Language, Japanese language. And on behalf of both KIIT and KISS universities, I extend my warm welcome to Honorable Ambassador and also our Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, and all the delegations for gracing this, our university on this occasion. The city of Bhubaneswar is already having a very prominent signature of Japan for its Shanti Stupa at Udaigiri. In 1972, the Fuji Guruji of Japan, Buddhist Sangha has inaugurated this thing. And today is another occasion after almost 30 plus years. We have another occasion that at another end of the city, we have this opportunity for having the Center of Excellence where the learning and knowledge, again it will become for the services of people, particularly for which KIIT and KISS, both the universities, stand out for the excellence in teaching and learning, and as well as in the services to our indigenous people, which is made possible by the hard work of our Honorable Founder, Professor Achyuta Samanta, and the community of both the universities. This is a time for celebrating the gracious presence of the Honorable Foreign Secretary of Government of India and also the Honorable Ambassador of Japan. Japan is a country of greatness where the sun rises. It has its mark in the world history and also the history of technology and science. Same also with Mitsubishi Industries. We are thankful that you have recognized the contributions and the hard work of the Honorable Founder and giving us this opportunity for establishing the Center of Excellence in Japan language and also promoting the sports through Mitsubishi CSR program. We are thankful to both of you, sir. We will make all the efforts to see that our relations blossom to your satisfaction and also to our prides. The Minister of External Affairs of Government India has been kind in providing help, support, perceiving the aspiration of both the universities to claim global positions. And for this, we remain thankful to the ministry and also the Government of India for this, the support and also the goodwills you have been giving to not only the founder of KIIT and KISS, but also to these indigenous people and the students, those who put their efforts to build the nation. I am sure you appreciate the enthusiasm and the hard work and the leadership of Honorable Founder in charting the path to its pinnacle, following the Government of India policy and programs, and particularly the national education policy of Government of India. It's a small beginning which has taken a big leap and made an impact. That is what is the signature of KIIT and KISS. It has taken the path rightly chosen. It has taken the path to success by the hard work of Honorable Founder and as also the community of both the universities. And we expect that your kindness and gracious inspiration will help us to chart a still higher achievements, and we solicit your goodwill and also your grace and kindness. Thank you very much, sir. Jai Hind and Jai Japan.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. Now, heading forward, the man who is the fountainhead of illuminating ideas and the managing director of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India Private Limited, may I now request Mr. Susuke Suto to kindly share his valuable words. Sir, please.
Honorable Mr. Shri Harsh Vardhan Shringla, Foreign Minister, Secretary, Government of India, Honorable Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, Advisor, Minister of Affairs, Honorable Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, Ambassador, Embassy of Japan, Honorable Member of Parliament, Professor Achyuta Samanta, founder of KIIT and KIIS, respected Professor Sasmita Samanta, Vice Chancellor KIIT, respected Dr. P.K. Rotary, Registrar KISS, and all other distinguished dignitaries, all members of Mitsubishi Group companies and Kalinga Institute present today. My name is Shusuke Suto from Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India Private Limited. Today, I am very pleased to attend the ceremony between KIIT, KISS, and Mitsubishi Group companies. With 150 years history of Mitsubishi Group, Mitsubishi Heavy Industry has started shipbuilding in 1984 in Nagasaki, Japan. Now, Mitsubishi Heavy Industry is one of the world's leading industrial groups spanning energy, logistics and infrastructure, industrial machinery, aerospace, and defense. By collaborating with KIIT and KISS, I am very pleased that talented young students with Japanese learning come to MHI India for internships. I believe the internship in our company will provide the students opportunity to learn to work in Japanese company culture and will give them exposure to multinational companies. We'd like to start coordination of internships from January 2022, and we plan to accept the intern students from June to July 2022. Also, under CSR activities, Mitsubishi Group companies are joining hand with KISS to undertake the project of construction of sports complex at KIIT and KISS. We trust this project will be instrumental in promotion of the sports in the rural area of the state. I hope this collaboration project will make all students remember our brand name, Mitsubishi, and in near future, they'll be involved in Mitsubishi as customers, clients, suppliers, or employees. Today is a kickoff day between KIIT, KISS, and Mitsubishi Group companies, and I'm looking forward to long-lasting relationship with your institute. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words. Moving forward, an epitome of knowledge whose personality swears divine wisdom. I would like to now request Chairman and Managing Director of Mitsubishi Corporation India Private Limited, Mr. Yoji Taguchi, to kindly share a few words.
His Excellency Mr. Sri Harsh Vardhan Shingla, Foreign Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs. Honorable Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, Advisor, Ministry of External Affairs. His Excellency Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, Ambassador of Japan to India. Honorable Member of Parliament, Professor Achyuta Samanta, Founder of KIIT, KISS. Respected Professor Sasmita Samanta, Professor Vice Chancellor KIIT. Respected Professor Mohanty, KIIT, Vice Chancellor KIIT. Respected Professor Jayana Ranjan Mohanty. And all other distinguished dignitaries, all members of Mitsubishi Group Company and the Kalinga Institute present today. On behalf of Mitsubishi Group Company in India, promoting this project together, it is my pleasure to celebrate this inauguration of Japanese language program, internship, Mitsubishi CSR support, and to address this gathering on the memorable ceremony. Congratulations. This great association with Kalinga Institute, it's pleasant to say the result of discussion we have had how to contribute to the development of the human resources overbridging the both countries, Japan and India. Among our group company and Dr. Chawla Sensei since 2019. Ministry of External Affairs of India has given extremely kind and sincere support from day one, and also we could do it under the great cooperation of Japanese Embassy in the year of commemoration of 150th year of anniversary for foundation of Mitsubishi Group last year. So we would like to express our sincere appreciation for all concerned and supporting people to be able to start this. We are confident that we can create a lot of synergy between India and Japan by this platform for young talent being a bridge between two countries. At the first step, we agreed to accept your student as intern through this project, And we will do our best to increase our number of interns through this project. And we hope to support them to be able to play an important role in Japan and Japanese company in the future through our program. Specifically, we will start detailed coordination of preparation of internship from next January. And we expect the internship will begin around June or July. We are really looking forward to active application from you, Kalinga student. In addition to this internship, we are also pleased to say to have an opportunity to contribute to grow the top athlete through CSR activity to the facility sports complex KISS. I would like to conclude my address by saying that we strongly agree the Kalinga Institute motto, eradicating poverty through education, and sincerely hope Kalinga students become the driving force for the enhancing our relationship coming future. I feel so excited and grateful to finally reach here while overcoming period of this pandemic. I'm really looking forward to proceeding with his memorial project with you. Thank you very much all for your cooperation.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, heading forward, may I now have the honor to request His Excellency Mr. Satoshi Suzuki to kindly share a few words. Sir, please.
Thank you, Professor. Professor Achyuta Samanta, founder, KIIT and KISS. Professor Rushikesh Mohanty, Vice Chancellor, KIIT. Professor Sasmita Samanta, Pro Vice Chancellor, KIIT. His Excellency Mr. Harsh Vardhan Shringla, Foreign Secretary, Minister of External Affairs. Professor Ashok Kumar Chawla, Advisor Japan, Ministry of External Affairs. Mr. Yoji Taguchi, Chairman and Managing Director, Mitsubishi Corporation, India. Mr. Shusuke Suto, Managing Director, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, India. Ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar and Sabu Barata. Minasan, konnichiwa. It's my great pleasure to be here with you to address today. First of all, I'd like to thank Professor Achyuta Samanta for kindly inviting me to this special occasion for deepening people-to-people exchanges between Japan and India. Today is very special because we are celebrating inauguration of the Center of Excellence for Japanese Language at KIIT University. At the same time, we are celebrating the signing of a special memorandum of understanding between Mitsubishi Group companies and Kalinga institutes. The memorandum is a unique document. It's the first of its kind that aims at promoting the internship of Indian students in Japanese companies. Furthermore, Mitsubishi Group companies intend to provide KISS with a CSR program on sport in accordance with this memorandum. I'd like to pay my deep respect to the efforts of Kalinga Institute on one hand and Mitsubishi Group companies on the other for bringing in such an excellent example towards promoting human resources development and providing a better educational environment for the youth in Odisha. As the Japanese ambassador to India, I'm more grateful than anybody else for their contributions in strengthening the bond between the two countries. The history of KIIT and KISS is very unique. I learned with surprise that there are only 2 staff members and 12 students with very limited resources when KIIT was established in 1992 as a vocational center. But as we all know now, It has grown into one of the leading universities not only in India, but also in the world. KISS is also a unique institution because it offers free housing and schooling to 30,000 indigenous children, and by doing so, it has been tackling such issues as poverty with the power of education. I understand that extraordinary efforts have been made in the past 30 years since the establishment of KIIT. I'd like to pay my deep respect to the founder of both schools, Professor Achyuta Samanta, for his tireless efforts and selfless dedication to put an end to the cycle of poverty by empowering the local youth. I feel very proud that his efforts have been earnestly supported through the cooperation of several Japanese institutions. And now, to my great joy, this new project with the Mitsubishi Group companies will help raise the cooperation between KIIT and Japan to a new stage. The relationship between Japan and India is one of a kind in the world. In the summit meeting in 2014, 7 years back, Prime Minister Modi and then Prime Minister Abe of Japan agreed to elevate our historical relations to a special strategic and global partnership. Since then, both countries spare no effort to develop and implement projects to fulfill our commitment towards a special partnership. We should never forget that this strong partnership can be supported and maintained only by the peoples of both countries, and one of the important bridges that connects our peoples is language. This is why we attach the utmost importance to Japanese language education in India. During Prime Minister Abe's visit to India in September 2017, Japan and India signed a memorandum of cooperation for the expansion of Japanese language education in India. In 2018, to achieve the objectives of this MOC, the Japanese Language Teachers Training Center was established at the Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi. Since then, the institution has been training qualified Japanese language teachers. Now KIIT, the Embassy of Japan and MEA of India have collaborated with KIIT by extending support and sharing know-how towards the establishment of this Center of Excellence for Japanese language. I'm happy to learn that the Japanese language program has been already running successfully since July this year. Ladies and gentlemen, if I take a step back and look at the broader picture, I see that the number of people who study Japanese language in India have been increasing. This fact reaffirms the strong ties of friendship between our two countries, and I'm sure the number of students who want to study Japanese language at KIIT and KISS will increase in the near future thanks to this collaboration with the Mitsubishi Group companies. I'm sure that KIIT would provide students with high-quality Japanese language education that meets the need of the students to study in Japan or work in Japanese companies. The Japanese Embassy, Japan Foundation, JICA will be always there to render our support to this endeavor. Except the past 2 years that were overshadowed by the COVID pandemic, people-to-people exchanges between Japan and India have been on an increasing trend. Particularly, the number of Indian students who have studied in Japan has increased 2.5 times over the past 5 years. However, if we compare it to China, which has approximately the same population as India, the number of Indian students studying in Japan is only about 2% of that of China. I do not think this is because Japanese universities are not attractive destination for Indian students, but because there are less opportunities for exchanges, especially for the younger generation in India. Unfortunately, the recent pandemic has made it even more challenging to have direct exchanges. Nevertheless, I hope that KIIT will stay connected with its partner institutions in Japan by taking advantage of online or other virtual means. Online communications are nothing compared with face-to-face exchanges, but still, they have their own merits. So I'd like KIIT to share your good experience and method of cooperation with Japanese institutions with other schools in India so that your efforts will raise nationwide interest in the values of exchanges between universities in Japan and in India. Deepening academic exchanges will help nurture human resources as well as mutual understanding and will make our partnership even more robust. Ladies and gentlemen, next year, Japan and India will be celebrating the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations. I do hope that the start of this new cooperation will give new impetus to the people-to-people exchanges between the two countries. I'm sure the students who learn through this program will be the ones who will build our future towards the centennial anniversary of our strong friendship. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and visionary words. I'd like to take the privilege now to request His Excellency Shri Harshvardhan Shringal to kindly speak a few words.
Professor Achyuta Samanta, Honorable Member of Parliament and founder of KIIT and KIISS, His Excellency Mr. Suzuki Satoshi, Ambassador of Japan to India, Professor Hrishikesh Mohanty, Vice Chancellor of KIIT, Professor Sashmita Samanta, Pro Vice Chancellor of KIIT, Mr. Yogi Taguchi, Chairman and Managing Director, Mitsubishi Corporation, India Limited, Mr. Shusuke Suto, Managing Director, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Limited, Sri Naveen Srivastava, Additional Secretary, Professor Chawla, Advisor Japan, and my other colleagues from the Ministry of External Affairs, distinguished guests, students from KIIT, KIISS, friends. Namaste, good afternoon, and konnichiwa. It is my pleasure to join you today for the formal inauguration of the Japanese language program and internship for KIIT students and the Mitsubishi CSR support for the sports complex at KISS. I would like to thank Professor Achyut Samanta, Professor Mohanty, and Professor Sasmita Samanta for giving me this opportunity to be with you on this occasion and to visit Odisha, a state that has a rich ancient heritage and culture, historical sites, and beautiful landscape. I would like to convey my appreciation to His Excellency Mr. Suzuki Satoshi, Ambassador of Japan, for joining us today. As you know, the launch has been made possible by the active support of the Japanese Embassy and Mitsubishi. I would like to convey our sincere gratitude to them. I am particularly happy to see so many young students in the hall. I understand a large number of students have also joined online. I am looking forward to calling on the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Naveen Patnaik, later this evening. He has been a visionary, and we have seen the development in the state of Odisha as a result of his vision and guidance. I had done my district training in 1984 in the state of Odisha, in the district of Cuttack, and it is wonderful to be back after so many years. The emphasis on the development of human resources in the state has been noteworthy, with the establishment of IIM, IIT, NISER, IISER, AIMS, NLU, and so many other institutions of national importance. Odisha has emerged as one of the leading educational hubs of the country, and this is not to forget that we are in actually one of the most leading educational institutions itself, KISS and KIIT. I have known Professor Samanta since he visited Bangladesh, where I was based, where I was posted several years ago. And even at that time, I was struck by his commitment to education, by the extraordinary achievements that he has notched up in providing quality education through KIIT, but also for the hope and the future that he's provided to tens of thousands of underprivileged children in different parts of Odisha through the KISS, the KISS program. And at that time, he invited me to visit Odisha and come and see the institutes for myself. And I think I'm very fortunate that I've had the opportunity today to come here. And I have gone around with him and seen what is an extraordinary achievement by all standards. You have created a world-class facility in the state of Odisha, but this is a facility that is pan-Indian. You have students from all over India. In fact, you have students from all over the world, and I'm so happy to see that you have some of the best sports persons who are here, both from KISS and KIIT, but also so many international students who are here from different parts of the world, and I think it is a testimony to the educational standards that you have set. As we all know, India is undergoing a demographic shift. To convert this advantage into a demographic dividend, we need to provide opportunities to the youth so that they can realize their fullest potential. In this regard, the contribution of KIIT in training our youth to not only acquire skills, but also to become enterprising citizens of the country is truly commendable. I would like to acknowledge here the seminal contribution of Professor Samanta towards the development of educational institutes of such high caliber. Friends, today I hope to provide some insight and details into the working of the Ministry of External Affairs. It is far away, but it is also not entirely dealing from what you are doing. I think the ambassador has already given some sense of the sort of linkages between KIIT and the programs that he is running through the government of Japan and the embassy along with our ministry in New Delhi. In foreign policy, like in any other country, is seeks to advance national interests in an external environment. And from our point of view, I think this is an opportunity to promote and mobilize resources for our national flagship schemes and programs like the Make in India program, Digital India, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Namami Gange, the dozens of important programs that today shape and develop our country. I think this is one of the priorities that the Ministry of External Affairs is working on through our interlocutors abroad. The Japanese language course at KIIT is an example of the sort of facilitation that is provided to ensure that youth like you have opportunities that are not only within the country but also outside the country. I'll just tell you a brief thing. Today the COVID pandemic is has been the worst shock to the international system since the Second World War. Millions of people have died. Hundreds of millions have lost their livelihoods. Classes are disrupted. Universities and schools have had to close down. But we are coming around to living, even as the pandemic rages on, living and continuing our normal existences. One of the ways that we have been able to do it, of course, is through greater collaborations. India has been known as the pharmacy of the world. We have shared our medicines such as hydroxychloroquine and remdesivir, which we manufacture under license to 150 countries all over the world. When we had our second wave of the pandemic, many countries expressed solidarity, including Japan, came forward and offered us support in the form of oxygen-generating plants, concentrators, cylinders, medicines, etc. That was a very important support because it gave us a sense of confidence, and I think it also helped us in quickly overcoming the worst effects of the second wave. No sooner had we recovered, we realized that our production had been ramped up and we had spare capacities in liquid medical oxygen, remdesivir. We have shared this with our neighbors, with Indonesia, with Thailand, with Vietnam, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. So it is an interdependent world, and the Prime Minister has coined this term called human-centric globalization. The world is an interdependent one. We help others when they need it, and others help us in our time of need. Today, vaccination, I think, is a game changer. 73% of our population in India has received the first dose of the vaccine. I think it is only a matter of time before every eligible citizen in our country will be vaccinated. In a few days from now, we will cross the 1 billion mark in the vaccinations that we have administered in a very short period of time. And I think that is the key to overcoming the pandemic. We will learn to continue to lead our normal lives even while the pandemic goes on, but minimal impact on us. Just a few weeks ago, despite the pandemic, Japan hosted both the Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games. In these games, India secured its highest tally of medals so far. Our embassies played a supporting role in ensuring that our sportspersons were able to travel within the constraints of the pandemic, train in different countries outside India, and have the facilities that they require in the Olympic Village. There were many athletes from Odisha in the Indian contingent. It is a reflection of how the government of Odisha in general and Honorable Chief Minister Mr. Biju Patnaik in particular has nurtured sports over the years. The outstanding performance of our hockey teams, men and women, is a testimony to the high priority placed by Odisha on sports development. I just had the great pleasure also of seeing the state-of-art facilities, including the AstroTurf hockey field that KIIT has created, and I think it is a great. This is what distinguishes normal education from quality education. When you invest in education, you think of classrooms, but very few people think of the sports and the comprehensive facilities that have taken place here. And I think that is what makes it very unique. As someone who has also played hockey in university and played in fields that are been quite bumpy, to see this AstroTurf is a great pleasure indeed. And I think it is something that many of our sportspersons are using. I'm told that 3 athletes in the Indian contingent to the Olympics were from KIIT University. Let me take this opportunity to commend Professor Samanta, the Pro Vice Chancellor, all of you for this extraordinary achievement that comes out of building world-class sports facilities and providing training to your best athletes and students. The CSR initiative by Mitsubishi at KISS has immense potential to further enhance cooperation between India and Japan in sports in terms of training of players, exchange of coaches, and the mutual use of facilities. I understand some Japanese volunteers have already engaged in this effort in Odisha. Now, as the world appears to be coming to terms with living with COVID, we are actively engaging with other countries to facilitate the travel of students and professionals to their educational institutes and companies abroad. We have introduced a system of mutual recognition of vaccine certification so that vaccinated people do not face restrictions on travel. All of us do need passports to travel abroad, and in that context, the Ministry of External Affairs has, in the last few years, undertaken an extraordinary series of reforms to ease the process for citizens in obtaining passports. And today it is much easier and much quicker to obtain passports than it was a few years ago. I had earlier mentioned the rich cultural heritage of Odisha. Over centuries, Odisha, or ancient Kalinga, has had extensive contacts with the countries of Southeast Asia and East Asia. Even today, the Bali Jatra keeps alive the memory of ancient Sadabas, Odia mariners, who used to sail to the distant lands of Bali, Java, Borneo, Sumatra, and Sri Lanka for trade and cultural exchanges. These maritime trade routes of Kalinga were also instrumental in the spread of Hinduism and Buddhism across the seas to Southeast Asia. A week ago, I was in Sri Lanka and I visited the famous Dalada Maligawa, or the Temple of the Tooth in Kandy. This is the tooth relic. It houses the tooth relic of Lord Buddha. And this was brought there by Princess Hemamala and Prince Danta from Kalinga in ancient India. So this has also been the home of Buddhism in many senses. Those links were disrupted during the colonial period, but today, as you know, the government is trying to rebuild such historical and civilizational links with our neighborhood, with Southeast Asian countries and the wider region through our neighborhood first and Act East policies and our vision for the Indo-Pacific. We are promoting economic cooperation and cultural ties with these countries. Today, India is a prominent economy. As we grow and develop, it will be beneficial for us too if our neighbors in South Asia see a stake in the growth and development which is linked to their own growth. It's important that we all grow and prosper together. The government, under the direction and guidance of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, has placed special emphasis on comprehensive development of relations with our neighbors. It includes connectivity projects to connect India with Bangladesh and Myanmar by road, by sea, and by air, eventually all the way onwards to Vietnam and to Japan. But what does this all mean for India and the people of India? It means greater trade, greater investments, people-to-people ties, less illegal migration, and more security. In other words, we will be living in a zone of prosperity within ourselves and with our neighbors. And when the Prime Minister speaks about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, it is not only just for our country, but it encompasses our entire neighborhood. A brief word about how Japan has played such an important role in our economic development and modernization. Japan is one of the largest investors in India. The number of Japanese companies located in India have increased steadily, and today there are almost 1,500 Japanese companies based in India. It is also one of our most important development partners. Its loans have been deployed across sectors, ranging from healthcare to sustainable development. The introduction of metros, starting with Delhi, has transformed our lifestyles. I'm sure you're all aware of the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail link, or MAHSR project, which will shape the landscape of India for decades to come. Odisha itself has been a beneficiary of such projects. Several projects, including in the area of hydroelectric development, improvement in the power transmission systems, irrigation, sanitation, and forestry development, have been undertaken with Japanese assistance, and this has played an important role in Odisha's overall development efforts. Through the digital partnership agreement with Japan, we have been actively promoting interaction between Indian and Japanese startup companies. It is estimated that overall, Indian startups have raised more than $15 billion from Japan. SoftBank, the big Japanese multinational company, has invested billions of dollars in Indian startups like Paytm, Oyo, whose founder and CEO Ritesh Agarwal incidentally also hails from Odisha. I had mentioned about creating opportunities for our youth. In this regard, the Government of India has placed very high emphasis on skill development. There is a separate Ministry of Skill Development. The India-Japan partnership is playing an important role here too. We have an agreement on the manufacturing skill transfer promotion program for training 30,000 persons over 10 years with Japanese-style manufacturing skills and practices. This is being implemented across India through Japanese endowed courses to train engineering graduates as mid-level managers and Japan-India Institutes for Manufacturing to train shop floor leaders. So far, Japanese companies have set up 7 JECs and 17 Japanese Institutes of Manufacturing. In this regard, I would suggest that the Japanese side should also consider starting a Japanese endowed course at KIIT. A JIM, that's a Japan-India Institute of Manufacturing, can also be set up at the KIIT Industrial Training Institute. Similarly, to allow our skilled manpower to go to Japan, we have instituted a technical intern training program. Under this, skilled blue-collar workers can go to Japan for 3 to 5 years on internships. Earlier this year, we signed the Specified Skilled Workers Agreement. Please excuse the very long nomenclatures, but many of these have to be placed under some frameworks, and that's how these titles have been sort of put together. Once this system is operationalized, Indian skilled workers can go to Japan and work in 14 designated sectors on the same terms and conditions as Japanese workers. What I'm trying to say is that today Japan has created an extraordinary and unique framework for our younger people, our students, our professionals to work, to experience their work culture, experience their culture, to be part of their success and their progress. And I would certainly encourage many of you who are here to grasp that opportunity and see what you can make of that. Of course, you need to know the Japanese language, and here again, Japan is willing to provide you with that opportunity and expertise and that skill that you can develop. The Ministry of External Affairs itself has an internship program which is designed to expose young graduate students to foreign policy and diplomacy on a first-hand basis. We intend to take in young interns for about 3 to 6 months from every state in the country. Priority in this is accorded to women, to aspirational districts, weaker sections. I would certainly encourage students from KIIT and KISS to apply, KIIT actually, because this is a graduate program, and we'll be happy to have interns from Odisha, from this institute, in every batch that comes to our ministry. Let me conclude by once again thanking and conveying gratitude to the participating companies of the Mitsubishi Group, CMD Mr. Taguchi, MD Mr. Suto, and their entire team, the team from the Japanese embassy, the team from Mitsubishi, for making this cooperation possible, to the leadership and team of KIIT and KISS who have taken such extraordinary trouble to make the arrangements necessary for this event, and of course all of you for bearing with us for this period of time. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad, arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you so much, sir, for your exhilarating words. It was indeed inspiring. Now heading forward, the man who needs no introduction, may I now request our Honorable Founder, Sir Professor Dr. Achyuta Samanta, to kindly grace the gathering with his kind words. Sir, please.
So, good afternoon, everybody present here. On the occasion of this inauguration of this Japanese Language Center of Excellence Internship and Mitsubishi CSR program, you have already heard all the great personalities present on the dais. His Excellency Sri Harshvardhan Shringla ji, Honorable Foreign Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Similarly, His Excellency Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, Honorable Ambassador, Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to India, Embassy of Japan. Also on the dais, respected Mr. Joji Taguchi, CMD, Mitsubishi Corporation of India Private Limited, and also respected Mr. Susuke Suto, Managing Director of the same Mitsubishi, our own Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Registrar. Also we have with us on the audience side, most respected Naveen Srivastava, Additional Secretary of the same Ministry of External Affairs, respected Professor Ashok Chawla ji, Advisor also in the Ministry of External Affairs, and respected Madam Satwant, Director of the same Ministry of External Affairs, and respected Mr. Ranjan Shinoi, Under Secretary, and all the others, respected Girish Nayak and also Satoshi Takagi and Shingo Iguchi, all the other respected officials from the Embassy of Japan, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, particularly Government of Odisha officials are also sitting here, and also our other invited guests, and our particularly the respected senior functionary, both academic and administrative from both the university, KIIT and KIIS present here, and particularly my friend Ajay Pradhan, Dr. Ajay Pradhan, member Board of Management, KIIT University present here, and also my lovable KIITians, all the international students present here from the KIIT University, and also our lovable KIISians, those who are also present from this KIIS University, respected press persons both from electronic and print media, and also others respected persons, those who are present here. It is really a very great day on the part of KIIT and KIIS. But though I have been given 15 minutes time, I should not take more than 2 to 3 minutes, because I decide not to give my deliberation unnecessarily 15 minutes when you all have been hearing a lot from His Excellency Foreign Secretary, His Excellency Ambassador, and all the other personalities present here. And I know His Excellency, both Ambassador and Foreign Secretary, have one very important meeting in the Government of Odisha at 4:30. They will rush to the Secretariat immediately, business investment meeting. So if I take time, then definitely it will kill many other things. But in shortcut, as a founder of KIIT and KIIS, I am very much honored and grateful to both the Excellency present here, gracing this occasion, coming all the way just to launch this program, inaugurate these programs. I have no words to express my thanks, gratitude to Honorable Foreign Secretary and also Honorable Ambassador for their all good words and support, everything they have been doing till date. And at the same time, my special thanks, gratitude to Mitsubishi, both the CMD and MD also present here. All of you have given us very beautiful gift during this festive season, which has never happened in the last 25 years. Because all the audience present here must agree, now it is a great festive season going on eastern part of India, particularly Odisha state. Everything is closed, including KIIT and KIIS. We have never had such type of meeting, and that to such a beautiful gift to KIIT, the Japanese Language Center, first of its kinds in India, with the supports of Mitsubishi and also Ministry of External Affairs. So, as a founder, I only express my thanks, gratitude to all of you, and particularly Additional Secretary Professor Chawla and the entire team for their all efforts. You have been hearing how they have been working for the last 1.5 years with our university people. So I am very much happy, etc. But one thing you don't know, my lovable KIITians or KISIan, all the personalities sitting here, particularly our Japan ambassador has many good credentiality in his career, and particularly building good relationship between India and Japan in spite of this pandemic corona going on. Similarly, our Honorable Foreign Secretary, my lovable KIITians should know, not only he is a good man with a good heart and very good administrator or diplomat, he is a prolific writer, excellent speaker, an avid reader, and sports enthusiast with an interest in mountaineering and hockey. So, you all will be happy to know that people sitting this side, CMD, MD, are the best rugby player, best hockey player, the External Affairs Minister, External Affairs Secretary. So, not only there, such type of cooperation rarely happens. And we are very much happy and honored, I am personally. As rightly told by Honorable Foreign Secretary, I had met Honorable Secretary when he was the High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh. Then also I met when he assumed the post of Foreign Secretary, etc. I extended my request to him, just he could not believe the video clippings. I told at that time, sir, you please have a visit, and it is such an appropriate opportunity created by both Japan Embassy and Mitsubishi, by which the Foreign Secretary could come and inspire all of us. So I am grateful to Honorable Foreign Secretary, and you all will be happy to know that. Lastly, I should conclude with my sports activities, because all of them are also the sports lover and sports promoter. Odisha has a great contribution in the field of sports. Odisha has become most happening state, and from the non-happening state, or the Bhubaneswar capital city, the temple city, has become the happening capital city, non-capital, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Sri Naveen Patnaik ji. So not only he is a very progressive developmental mind Chief Minister, but also he has been promoting sports, both infrastructure and sports personnel, like anything. And as rightly told by our Honorable Foreign Secretary, he is taking care of much interest in sports and many other fields, and you will be happy to know that the great Odisha government is the great sponsor of Hockey India till 2030, and Odisha government facilitated the Hockey India to get the bronze medal from this Tokyo Olympics. And KIIT are also not behind. We have been promoting sports like anything. Huge international standard sports infrastructure created in any one place in India, that is KIIT and KIIS. This is the university which sends 3 students as the Olympians, Bhavani Devi fencing, and also our javelin throw, and Duti Chand 100 and 200 meters race. And we are hopeful to send minimum 10 students to next Olympics 2024 onwards. And we have been grooming our KIIS children in that way. We have produced 5,000 KIIS children. Those are playing school level to university level, national and international games. 200 KIIS students are all the national and international players. So, definitely, I will be happy if this relationship will be strengthened in the coming days with the help of the MEA and also Japan Embassy, and particularly Mitsubishi. Because whatever you will do here, it will directly go to the beneficiary, as you have already seen the entire things and activities for the last 2 days. So I have taken again much time. So I once again, as a founder, I am very much thankful to all the distinguished personality this side and also that side, and particularly my all lovable KIITians and KISIans present here to inspire all of us, and my all the respected higher functionary both from KIIT and KIIS University. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your very encouraging and visionary words. May I now request Register KIIT.
Thank you, madam. Namaskar. Honorable members on the dais, honorable members of the dais, and my dear students. It is a moment of privilege and honor for me to propose the word of thanks to one and all present online and offline. Our heartfelt thanks are due to our honorable founder, Professor Achyut Samant sir, for inspiring, guiding, and allowing us to start the Japanese Language Center of Excellence at KIIT and KISS. Being the youngest deemed to be university in the country, KIIT has been constantly promoting community perspectives on its vast campus comprised of thousands of diverse individuals from all over the country and around the world under his charismatic leadership. We are humbled and truly privileged to listen to our esteemed chief guest, His Excellency Mr. Harshvardhan Shringla, Foreign Secretary, Minister of External Affairs, Government of India. I am sure that his inspirational advice and insightful address has greatly motivated all the people present online and offline. Thank you, sir, for adorning the occasion and sharing your valuable opinions today. We would like to thank the esteemed inaugurator of Japanese Language of Center of Excellence, His Excellency, Mr. Santoshi Sazuki, Ambassador, Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to India, Embassy of Japan. We appreciate the refined inputs given by him. It was necessary to distill those points in such a saturated sphere of knowledge. We are grateful to Mr. Yoji Taguchi, Chairman and Managing Director, Mitsubishi Corporation India Private Limited, Mr. Shusuke Shuto, Managing Director, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries India Private Limited, and all the Mitsubishi Group of companies for their generosity, for Mitsubishi CSR program for sports, and to support our Japanese language trained students for the internship. I, on behalf of the entire gathering, take this opportunity to thank Professor Ashok Chawla, Advisor Japan. I also take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Pro-Vice Chancellor, Madam. I take this opportunity to thank our faculty members, staff members, and the students for their presence to witness this inaugural function. So thank you all. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us in today's inaugural function. With this, we come to the end of today's inaugural function. Thank you for joining. With this, your host for today signing off. Thank you.
Thank you so much.